Hello everyone, as you guys can see from this video, I will be explaining how we can set up a Rogue-DNS server on the EC2 instance on the AWS VPC Virtual Private Cloud. We'll also set up, as you guys can see, an IGP Internet Gateway, which will go to the wide area network where we can intercept the traffic from any router or IoT devices that will have the specific DNS setup inside. So how it works basically is that if a malicious cybercriminal breaks into a router or any Internet of Things that has the option to embed a specific alternate domain, like a DNS domain server, inside, all the traffic from all the clients inside the local area network can be intercepted over WAN and will be sent to the DNS rogue server. So this is a very basic way of doing it. But such attacks are very sophisticated and can be very dangerous. Most of the ISPs, internet service providers, also have the option of seeing the traffic of all the clients inside the ISP network, so it's very important to understand aspects of this as well. Before we start with the purple DNS rogue server, I want to explain you guys the purple team aspects. So the blue team, which is the defensive side, the IT system administrators or administrators overall in the IT environment, they will need to monitor the DNS traffic and see if the configurations are set up right regarding DNS leaking to a third party. So what is also important to notice is the red team offensive side. You will need to understand various attack surfaces, like as how a hacker can breach inside a specific server, router, or IT device to basically poison the network and capture all the traffic of all the clients inside. They could also redirect traffic from, they could poison the clients as an example and redirect them to different websites that get them to download malicious software and so on. So this is the purple team aspect overall is regarding basically a rogue DNS server. Hello everyone, so in this clip we will create a VPC Virtual Private Cloud on the AWS with the EC2 instance, which acts as a DNS server for intercepting external traffic from routers or IT devices which have configured our EC2 instance IP or DNS hostname as a DNS server. So now what we're gonna do is go to the EC2 instance. Then we can launch an instance here. We're just gonna name this one Rogue-DNS server. I'm gonna just take the Debian Linux system image, and I'm just gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna create a new key pair. I'm gonna name it Rogue-DNS. I'm gonna use the PM for OpenSSH RSA. I'm not gonna use PuTTY. We'll create a key pair. It's gonna be on a downloads folder in our Windows system. Now the network settings, we actually need to configure that to allow DNS traffic to pass over. So we can also create a new subnet as well, or select the existing one, but I'm just gonna leave it default by this way. I'm gonna name it Rogue-DNS subnet. And now here we can actually add the security group rules for port forwarding the DNS ports. We're just gonna choose the DNS UDP, make it over the IGV Internet Gateway publicly available over WAN. We're also gonna add another one which is just a TCP option inside of DNS. Also make this one public. And also I'm not going to configure too much, I'm just going to launch the instance. Sorry, I already have this subnet already existing, so I'm just gonna rename it real quick to something else. Launch instance. Now it should work. Now we have configured the EC2 instance, which we will actually have as a DNS server. But the instance state is pending, as you guys can see here, so we're just gonna refresh it real quick until the state says it's active. It's gonna take some time to load. As you guys see, it's active. The status check says initializing. So we're gonna wait some time. So anyways, I'm just gonna already try to connect to it. So we have the public IPv4 address, but we can also authenticate by the DNS IPv4. So I'm just gonna open this command prompt terminal real quick. Okay, we'll CD. If you're on Linux, you can also, you guys need to CD, of course, with the right folder. I'm gonna go to the downloads folder. I'm gonna list it. As you can see, we have a Rogue-DNS PM key, so we're just gonna use SSH I Rogue-DNS PM, and then we're gonna also write admin with the IP, because we use a Debian system, and if you use a different system, you can write a different username here. Just hit enter, and yes. And as you guys can see here, we are inside a Debian system. So what you guys gonna do next? You guys can just write sudo. You can do apt-get upgrade, apt-get update, apt-get upgrade, apt-get dist upgrade to upgrade the whole system. After you guys updated your system fully, we're gonna install some tools for making DNS server work on our EC2 instance. We're gonna install DNS mask, and we've already got it installed. We will also install DNS-Tools as well. Now we can see, for example, that our interface is this, and this also. So after you guys have installed both of them, we will actually go inside the DNS mask service folder. And there we need to go down to this. So the thing is, normally it will look like this. You guys need just set up a name server and make it 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. That's a Google DNS server. And then if we go more down, there should be the section of interface. You guys just give from the ivconfig the interface here, and also here what you guys have inside your system. So don't follow what I have, just what you guys really have on your interface. I mean, it's an EC2 instance, so it will be similar to that. But if it's like a different VPS server, it's not like Amazon, you guys can also use a different interface. The listen address shall be your public EC2 instance IP or your VPS, Visual Private Server IP address. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you guys just save it, Ctrl X, Y, then hit enter to save it. For this I also actually wrote a script. So now if you go to admin, I wrote a Roach script here. I just copied this one. So what I did here is this will automatically disable the default DNS, the system resolved port 53. We will stop this service and disable it. It's a default DNS running on any Linux system usually. And you guys also just delete the config of it there. And we will, and this option is for killing all the TCP UDP DNS ports. And then we will also have an option where we start the DNS mask service. I just made it like restart here. And here will be the option of basically capturing the traffic. So this will capture the traffic actually inside a pcap file, but we can also leave it at this. And now if I go back, save it, and hit enter, and let's for example run this. Okay, now for example, I'm gonna also show you guys if you guys are logged into the router, for example, right? Like you can find the gateway IP like this on the Windows, the IP config, and then you can see the gateway default gateway. On the Linux system is usually IP config. Also, you guys will also have IPA. So this is the IP address then, right? We just make it here. We will just log in. So this is a default password usually most routers have. That's where vulnerabilities can arise if they're also externally available. So if you go to the DHCP server, we can, for example, input actually the IP address of our EC2 instance. Make it as a secondary DNS server as well. Just save it. And now all the devices inside your router, or all the systems like iPhone, Windows systems, TV systems, gaming console systems, all the traffic of them will be routed to your server basically. So now if I, for example, click anything on my iPhone, you guys can already see some traffic coming inside here. Let's say, for example, I go to Facebook. And as you guys can see here, there's also some Facebook data already leaking. If I go, I also got a message from LinkedIn, so LinkedIn also popped up. And yeah, here's Facebook as well. Okay, now for example, let's say I want to go to, let's say, Grab. It's like an app in Southeast Asia here. As you guys can see here, we got the traffic from the application app here, even all the data of it, the interconnection. You can see it all openly. Grab taxi, as you guys can see here. Grab. So this is very easy to set this up, and it's a very dangerous attack in a sense that if you breach into a server or like a router and then you change the DNS so of the system or like of the gateway, all the traffic can be redirected to the specific EC2 instance. So overall conclusion I can give to this video is that we just have set up a DNS server on the AWS EC2 instance server, which hosts inside the VPC cloud network. We also powered the ports 53 on TCP UDP protocol, so we build externally accessible from any virtual or Internet of Things IoT devices. So if you make an entry of a DNS from our EC2 instance IP address, all the traffic from all the local area network can be redirected basically to the wide area network public network from the, from the private network to the public network basically. So the conclusion about this is you could use it for security as well. You can make the EC2 instance your own DNS server where you can travel somewhere and have your own traffic configured to be sent over to your EC2 instance. So you can use your own DNS server, or for malicious users, some cyber criminals will try to use that for specifically intercepting traffic from random victims. But the thing is, this is for educational purposes. Please use it only for education, understanding the security risk regarding cyber attacks. So this is a simulation of a cyber attack, a post-exploitation, that someone will actually input a different DNS entry inside someone's system or gateway and make all the traffic be redirected to an EC2 instance basically.